Hey, what is going on, y'all? This is Jeff from Geo Rides. I am happy to kick off this live stream, and I am going to be waiting for folks to join us. And then we kick off and start talking about this 2025 Harley Davidson release, and then the items that they already released in the carryover models. So let me get myself situated here. This is my first time going live, where it actually counts. So I'm gonna get myself situated here, and then we'll get rocking and rolling once I see people in the room. So just bear with me. Give you some music to listen to while I'm getting situated. Get down to Bayside and see some of the new paint schemes. As a matter of fact, I did. So let me go ahead and bring something up real quick. Appreciate you asking that question. So I made it on down to Bayside Harley Davidson yesterday. Sunday. Yeah. And I was able to check out the schemes. So they had the Mystic Shift, they had the Whiskey Firestorm, and then they also had the Midnight Firestorm, and then they had a Mystic Shift in the Street Glide and the Road Glide. So they had basically 3 of the different schemes for this year. And so I'm really anticipating seeing the new schemes in person this year, the new paint colors in person. Let me drop this off of here. And so the Mystic Shift, you really don't do it justice until you see it in person. Let me bring it up real quick here on the computer. So the Mystic Shift, and I made a video about it, and you can check it out after the stream. But let's get to the black trim. Let's see here. Oh, I got to switch to 2025. Sorry about that. So it was in the chrome trim, the Mystic Shift and the chrome trim. And so what I would recommend is checking out my video that I just published today. I did it on purpose. Published it today because I got out there yesterday and I bust my butt to get the video done. But anyway, my point is the Mystic Shift, depending on what angle you're at with the sun, just kind of like the snake venom from a few years ago, 2021, they had the snake venom. This picture does not do it justice. Right now, it just looks like a bluish motorcycle here. But I'm telling you, when you see it in person, the colors just shift depending on where you're standing, where you're at, all that other kind of stuff. And so what happened was originally it was inside the building. And like I said, you can check this out in my video. Originally, it was inside the building. Matt over there at Bayside Harley Davidson, Matty Ice, he took and rode the motorcycle outside for me for the video and for the presentation. And you could just see the colors shifting. Some blue, some black, some purples. And then you also had the metallic speckles in it. I'm telling you, it is something you absolutely have to see in person. And one of the things that we had talked about during the in the video is the fact that the chrome trim is what tops it off. The black trim, not so much. The chrome trim makes that paint scheme pop. And I'm not even a chrome kind of guy. Let's see here. He says, I saw it down there as well. They were beautiful. Yeah, you're 100% right, Omega Faction. It's a gorgeous bike. And like I said, originally I thought purple. No way. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. I wouldn't even consider it. But I got to tell you, after seeing it in person, it is something else. It is something to see. And I really recommend getting down there, at least to take a look at it if you're considering buying a bike this year. I am getting closer to purchasing a bike. I would say within the next, next year and a half or something like that. And so I'm really looking forward to just kind of waiting through the process and being patient about it, just like when I bought my bike. Omega Faction, are you looking at buying anytime soon? You have any plans to buy anytime soon, or what are you looking to do? What are you currently in as your current motorcycle? The Purple Abyss. That's right. Yeah. So the Purple Abyss denim, let's see. It's only in the black. It's only available in the black. Let's see. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah. So I want to make sure it's only available in the black trim. Yep. And so I'm not a matte paint kind of guy. I talked about it in the video that I made. I'm really not a matte paint kind of guy. But I'm really interested to see this in person because I think it's going to win people over when they see it in person, just like some of the other paint schemes. My current bike is the Gauntlet Gray, and I love it, man. It's awesome. Let's see here. Omega Faction says, I don't have a bike currently. I sold mine a few years ago, but I want a new Road Glide very badly. You know what? I can't blame you, man. I'm not sure what the circumstances were around you selling your bike. When I originally sold my bike, I had a 2009 Kawasaki Vulcan. It was my very first bike. And so when I sold it, the reason why I sold it is I was deploying and I didn't want my wife at home taking care of it, and you know, having to manage it and all that other kind of stuff. So I can only imagine what you're going through in terms of waiting to buy another bike. And so when I got back here to Virginia, we had made an agreement when I sold the motorcycle, the 2009, that once we were settled and once, you know, everything was financially stable, that I was going to buy me another motorcycle. And so when I got here and I got settled in my job, about 6 months later, I bought my Street Glide Special, and I was, you know, overjoyed to have it, really enjoy it. But it's time to switch over to the Road Glide, especially with the new shark fairing, the solid integrated LED light. I don't think there's going to be a reason to change this from stock, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. And there's a lot of things on this bike that are absolutely gorgeous. And so I did a test ride of the 2024 Street Glide and the 2024 Road Glide. And so when I did that test ride, I fell in love with the Road Glide right from the jump. The bar positioning, I didn't change my bars on my Street Glide, but the bar positioning on this is excellent. The feel, the ride, everything about it. It's no doubt Road Glide when I do upgrade, probably in the next year and a half or so. And so I want to see if anyone else has any other questions right now, any other things they want to talk about before I jump into a couple other things. Like I said, these paint schemes are absolutely gorgeous. And right now, to me, this is the perfect time for somebody to jump in if they want to. And you still have some 2024s available to you in terms of paint schemes and things of that nature with all the updated tech and everything else. But then you can jump up to one of these 2025s once they get them in, or you order one special and you can have one of these other paint schemes. And I'm going to go through the colors here in a little bit. Let me answer another question here. I agree with your opinion on the light. The new tech and the new lines look fantastic to me. You're 100% right, Omega Faction. The way they trim the tank, the way they've made it, instead of just being, round or cylindrical or whatever you want to call it, the way they put the curves and the just the design, and, the bags, I'm not a big fan of. I carry a bunch of stuff. I talk about it in my videos. The bags I'm not necessarily a big fan of because they are smaller, but the look is absolutely amazing in terms of the way they're designed. They're actually wider than the bags right now. And so you should be able to fit the same amount of stuff that you would in the extended bags that you do in these bags here, but I'm not 100% sure. The other thing that I like too is right here on my screen, you can see, I really like the fact that they had this fender. Some people are skeptical of the fender because of it's not protecting your radiator right here. The dirt and debris and grime and stuff like that can actually enter your radiator. That's a personal decision. I'm sure there'll be aftermarket and things of that nature that you can put on there for you to be able to change the look of the motorcycle. But these are absolutely gorgeous. And I really do like what's going on with the new Road Glide. And then obviously the Road Glide ST, the CVO, and all that other kind of stuff. Right now, the CVO and the ST and all that other kind of stuff is out of my price range, but that is what it is. But anyway, real quick, Omega Faction, where are you out of? You mentioned Bayside specifically. Are you in the 757 or where are you? And while I'm waiting on that, let me go ahead and run through some of these colors. So first I'm going to go to the white trim. And again, these were the model releases, carryover model releases. And then I'll get into some of the, speculation that's going on in terms of, okay, you're in Portsmouth. All right, fair enough. I grew up in Portsmouth myself, man. So I'm going to get into some of the speculation and stuff like that in terms of what's coming Thursday, and I want you to join me in a live stream on Thursday. I'm really excited about that. I actually took off of work in order to do this live stream. I took Thursday and Friday off. I said, you know what? I don't want any headaches. I don't want any problems. I want to be able to do this and not have any issues or challenges. So anyway, in the chrome trim, you've got the billiard gray. And again, I want to hear your opinion about this being the base color instead of the vivid black. You having to pay for black. I think it's an odd move, but I kind of get it to a degree. And some of that might be technical in terms of painting an actual bike or what it takes to paint a bike, or is it cheaper to use the gray or whatever the case may be. I want to hear your thoughts and theories in terms of why they went to gray as the stock color. I don't get it. But anyway, that's kind of a tangent, my bad. But anyway, you've got the vivid black, always respectable black. I have a 2024 Chevy Silverado High Country. And so my 2002 Tahoe is black. The paint job went to absolute crap. And you can see some of them videos on my channel. I've got a video out there about, I think, old and new Chevy or something like that. I shot it back in February, March of this year, or 2024. But anyway, my point is, I said with my Tahoe, I would never go back to a black vehicle. I said I would never do it. Never, never, never. I'm not going back to a black vehicle. And lo and behold, what did I do? I messed around and bought me another black vehicle, my Chevy Silverado. But anyway, my point is, surrounding this, I say this, and I'm not going to say never, but I don't think I'll buy a black Harley Davidson. I need some color. I need some difference in terms of what the bike looks like. I think I'm going to go with one of these special paint schemes or whatever the case would be. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And then, so in the chrome trim, you have the Atlas Silver Metallic. You do not have that in the black trim at all. You do have it in the chrome trim. So again, just another option for you there, something for you to see and choose, you know, and that's what a Harley's all about, is the accessories, the specifications, all of that kind of stuff. Make it your own. You've got the Blue Burst in the chrome trim. You do not, I'm pretty sure you do not have that in the black trim. That's a beautiful color right there. Again, not my speed, but I can understand it. Got the Brilliant Red. Now that's pretty awesome. I think that looks really good. Again, I don't know. My first vehicle was a 89 Ford Mustang, 4-cylinder type, not the Fox body, you know, cool looking stuff. But anyway, that was red. And that was the only red vehicle I've ever owned. My dad gave it to me. So, you know, I didn't have much choice in it, but I was grateful for it, to be honest with you. Let's see, the Iron Horse Metallic. So this is one of the ones that I want to see in person. I absolutely want to see this paint scheme in person to get my own thoughts about it. It looks green online. I'm not sure what color it is in person, to be honest with you. You know, does it have any color tone change? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see once I see it in person. And I do believe that Bayside's supposed to get one here soon. And then you have the Mystic Shift in the chrome trim, like I talked about. Again, check out my video. I just published it today. It is absolutely gorgeous, and you gotta see it in person. Let's see what we got here. Say, you've heard that the Iron Horse looks really good in person. I'm sure, man. I don't underestimate the Iron Horse whatsoever in terms of looking at it online, because again, seeing it online doesn't do it justice. You have to get out there in person and purchase it. And you really can't purchase these bikes unseen if you're going for the paint color. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't care about the paint color, if you're just getting black or gray or whatever the case may be, just, you know, you got to see these things in person to do them justice. And so now we're going over to the black trim. The black trim adds $1,350, but you can see the difference. You know, what's your speed? What's your style? I don't like maintaining chrome. That's my reason for not getting chrome. I get black. And I just like the black look. You know, I'm a Raiders fan. As some of you may know who watch my other videos, I'm a Raiders fan. Silver and black, man. You know, it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's see. What else we got in the black trim here? So we got the billiard gray. I think that looks 10 times better personally. What's your preference in terms of chrome trim or black trim? You know, are you sold one way or the other, or does it matter on the paint color, or what exactly drives your reason for why you get the trim that you choose? Like I said, me, I just, what's the word? Defer to black anyway. You know what I mean? So, but then you got the vivid black. To me, that's just too much black. It's way too much. It's crazy. You know, you got to lighten it up a little bit. That's just my opinion. Or that, what do they call it? It's the Darth Vader black. I don't know the exact term for it, but I think Chromeworks has some pipes that are that Darth Vader black. They're dark. It's almost like a black chrome, if that makes sense. Check those out sometime. You know what I'm talking about. Let's see. My bike was chrome and I did it and it became a pain as it aged. I like the new black trim. If it's black, easy to touch up over chrome. I agree 100%, man. I have very little chrome on my bike. And so the chrome that I do have, I've got some chrome polish. I haven't touched it. I haven't done anything with it in 3 years. Eventually I am gonna, do a full detail. I'm gonna ceramic coat my bike myself. I want to give myself that challenge. I want to try that out and see how it works out, because I have ceramic coat on my truck and it is absolutely the best thing I've paid for one of the best things I paid for related to the truck. It helps keep it clean. It's absolutely worth every dime. And like I said, I recommend ceramic coat like a champ, whether you have somebody do it or you do it yourself. But I'm gonna take on that challenge once it gets a little bit warmer outside, because it's supposed to be, I think, 60 some odd degrees when you do it, and I have to do it in my garage and whatnot. So, but anyway, continuing on in the black trim, you've got the white onyx pearl. You do not have this in chrome. So again, you have to make a choice here. And kind of like I talked about in my video about this here, is with the white onyx, if you want to make it chrome, obviously you can make it your own. You can change your pipes, you can change this, you can change that, but it's just not available in the chrome trim at all. See how it defaults back to the billiard gray? It's only available in the black trim. So that might make you make a decision one way or the other in terms of what you do. I think that white ST is gorgeous. That 2024 ST is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see what they do in the 2025 release party. I can't wait to see what they do in terms of CVOs and things of that nature. And knowing Harley, and it is what it is, it's just good business, right? Knowing them, they're only going to release certain things and then hold back on the other special things in the mid-year. And so I can see how that would tick somebody off if you're ready to buy now and you don't necessarily want to wait until July or August when they have like the homecoming event and stuff like that. I can see how that would tick somebody off in terms of you buy in April or May because you want to get it for the riding season, and then you turn around and then they release something new that you're like, crap, I want that. And so me, I'm not trading in. Once I buy it, I'm done. So I'm just going to wait until later in the model year and pick one up, at a decent time, at a decent price and all that other kind of stuff. But anyway, hey, let's go ahead and drop some more comments in there. Why don't you put in there what you're thinking for the 2025 release on Thursday? I'm going to keep going over these paint schemes, these paint colors, but I want to eventually change over to the conversation about the releases on Thursday, because I've got a lot of thoughts and ideas in terms of what it is that they're going to be doing. A lot of them are derived from, my personal desires, but then also different things that I've heard on YouTube in terms of what they're going to be doing. And we'll get into that here in a little bit. But let's see what we got here. There will always be something new. That's just the way it is. Hey, man, I agree 100%. At some point, you've got to settle on what it is you want. But I'll tell you what, when I bought my Street Glide, as soon as I saw it in person, I knew it was it. I knew it was it because I was looking at a Road Glide online. This was back in 2021. I was looking at a Road Glide online. And so seeing it online and in person is completely different. And I'll say that, 1,000 times. I would buy nothing sight unseen. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But when I saw the Road Glide online, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the Road Glide, blah, 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 blah. I went to the dealership, and wouldn't you know it, I switched over to Street Glide just like that. I switched over because of the way it looked. And so I got the Gauntlet Gray Metallic because I absolutely love that color and that paint scheme and what it signifies. So, it was really cool. And I took my time. I took months before I purchased my bike. Let's see what we got here in the comments. I bought a 24 CVO Road Glide ST and very happy. Not looking at others yet. I don't blame you. That's Flyfish. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. How could you not be happy with that ST, man? That thing is gorgeous. Let me see. Let's see. Let me think before I speak. Yeah. Is your ST, is it black or white? Because if I remember correctly, the 24 ST, wait a minute. Am I getting that right? Yeah, I'm getting that right. Yeah, the CVO ST came in black and white last year, if I remember correctly. So is yours in black or white, Flyfish? Let's see. You got the white. Okay, yeah. You know what? I don't blame you, man. That is an absolutely gorgeous paint scheme, and I think to me, it's unique. Because more people are going to lean towards the black in my mind than say the white necessarily. Let's see. You say, I have no idea on what is coming Thursday. I would like to see some new tech on the Dynas. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, and again, I know nothing. I have no inside knowledge whatsoever. But one thing that I think, based on me riding the Lowrider ST, I did a video on the Lowrider ST about 2 weeks ago. You get hop on over to YouTube after this and check it out. But one thing that I think on the Lowrider ST, or even just the dyno lineup in general, but specifically the Lowrider ST, you know how it has that little rectangular dial indicator? In my mind, because they held back on the Lowrider ST, and this is kind of moving the conversation forward towards the 2025s that are going to be coming out. In my mind, because they held back and the Lowrider ST is not a carryover model, I think that they are going to have some upgraded tech in the Lowrider ST. Let's see, let's go cruiser line. There we go. I think they're going to have some upgraded tech, because to me, that bike is awesome. I underestimated that bike. It was cool to ride. I sat down a little lower than I'm used to on the Lowrider ST in that video. And this paint scheme right here, man, that is gorgeous. I don't know if I would necessarily buy it, especially brand new at full price. But to see it in person is absolutely gorgeous, and a great bike for them to purchase. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, right here is that little cluster right here where you have all of your indications in terms of, miles per hour, all of the other kind of stuff. And so my speculation is that they're going to upgrade this. They're going to change that. Because, and then also there's rumors out there that the Lowrider ST is going to get a 117 high output motor, like the, I think it's the 2024 CVO, regular CVO. I want to say regular CVO. But anyway, I understand that this might be getting, the Lowrider ST might be getting a high output motor. And so that would add additional horsepower and torque to something that weighs 725 pounds. And let me tell you, when I rode this 2 weeks ago, and like I said, check that video out, this thing absolutely scoots, and it's comfortable too. I would use this as a around town type bike personally. But yeah, so that's enough about the Lowrider ST for now. What else? Flyfish, do you have any thoughts around the release coming up here on Thursday? Any speculation in your mind? Obviously, you just got your new CVO, so nothing you really want to see, I guess, necessarily to buy anyway. What are your thoughts on the 2025 release? And so I'm going to go to one more category real quick that I think is really important in the Harley lineup. Let's see. Interested in the Pan America. Okay. So, man, so doing these videos, being a content creator, and having the access that Bayside Harley Davidson gives me to these motorcycles, it makes it really hard. And they know what they're doing. And I'm half joking, but it makes it really hard to ride these bikes, love these bikes, and genuinely appreciate these bikes, and not want to do something crazy like spend money. You know what I mean? Like it's really crazy. But anyway, my point is, with the Pan America, let me hop on over there real quick. Let's see, Adventure Touring Pan America. There we go. So I won't go to, well, actually I will go to the CVO model. That thing is gorgeous. This is the 2024. There we go. Okay, so this is a 2024 model. So, they change up year to year what CVOs they put out, right? So this past year, 2024, they did a CVO in this model. So are they going to turn around and do that again? Who knows? But there are some thoughts out there in terms of how they're going to adjust the Pan America to make it more, what's the word? Youth focused. You know what I mean? Maybe kind of do like Indian does. Oops, I said the word. Did like Indian does, and have that. I think it's the FJR or something like that. I did a video on the Indian lineup when I went to Colonial Beach Bike Week. Check that video out because it goes through the whole Indian lineup. And obviously we're here to talk about Harleys, but I'm talking specifically about the FJR. And then they have something called the Carbon R or Carbon S or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but my point is Harley could lend towards the youth movement or the younger audience and do something different with the the Pan America. And so as I understand it, I haven't ridden one of these yet. I need to talk to Bayside and see if I can get myself on one. But the Pan America is an absolutely different bike. You know, obviously it can go on or off road depending on how it's set up and so on and so forth. But I'm thinking because they didn't carry this over and it's what, 2-3 years old, I think, if I remember correctly, 3-4 years old. I'm thinking they're going to do something majorly different with this bike. And we'll just have to wait and see. I really don't know. Let's see, Fly Fish. I had a 24 model PA and traded it in for Pan America for a CVL Road Glide. I got 5,000 miles on it, but I wanted the CVL Road Glide. You know what? I don't blame you, Fly Fish. I'd be curious in your original reason why you bought the Pan America. You know, did you have a bike before that? You know, why did you buy the Pan America originally? And then maybe what turned you away from it? But anyway, my point is, for me, I would have to have a touring bike as my primary bike. Hands down, no questions about it. I would have to have a touring bike as my primary bike. That's why I'm going to keep my Street Glide Special. I'm not going to get rid of it. At least that's my plan right now. And the next bike I buy will be that supplement to the stable, if you will. I would have to work on space and all that other kind of stuff, the reasons why, or, you know, the space to be able to store it and all that other kind of stuff. But I want to have a touring bike as my primary bike because my riding is lend more towards trips and things of that nature. And the future of the channel is also lended more towards trips. And so having a touring bike will make that happen for me. But then what I get after that, who knows? You know, I rode that Lowrider ST. Absolutely loved it. I think that's around town, or say if I'm going to the Outer Banks, which is 2.5 hours away from where I live, that would be my secondary bike. That's my plan. That's my idea right now. And I'm kind of sticking to that line. Let's see here. Live in a rural area and lots of national forest dirt roads for playing. Great for the PA. I understand. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So I live in Hampton Roads, 757 we call it. And so you have to go out a little ways in order to get into the woods, especially stuff that's not owned by people. I don't know anybody with property, from being honest, you know what I mean? Or maybe if I do, like, you know, it just is what it is. But my point is, the Pan America wouldn't be functional for me. You know, it's just not in the wheelhouse of what I would need. But I understand why people buy it. You know, I watch Matt Laidlaw on Laidlaw's Harley Davidson, his channel. He's got a great channel. He's out there in California. I visited a shop when I went out there for work one time, and they've upgraded the building to the newer style, that gray and black, you know, that I guess they're making the dealers upgrade to. But anyway, my point is, he could find a dirt road in a matter of miles, no problem. And he also rides in like the culverts and all that other kind of stuff. It's really cool. Check his channel out. But anyway, my point is, he's got the setup and he's got the conditions to be able to go off-road in a heartbeat. I just don't have that, you know, without tearing somebody's yard up or my own yard or whatever the case may be. But, you know, it kind of is what it is. But yeah, I completely understand why you did the switch. And you know, and upgrading to a touring bike, touring motorcycle. So let me go ahead and get over to Let me go ahead and get over to the trikes real quick, because they did roll over those trikes as well. And then I'll get into some futuristic talk, things that I would like to see myself. And so here's the trike lineup. You've got the Freewheeler, the Road Glide 3, and the Tri Glide Ultra. And so I'll go ahead and go into the Tri-Glide Ultra since that is the big daddy of the trikes. Excuse me. Some water here. So I did a video on the trike. I want to say about 6 weeks ago, give or take. And so I understand why these sell. I understand the functionality 100%. And I will keep this in mind in terms of as I get older and as I, go through my years of riding. If I ever get to the point where I can't physically support an 800-900 pound touring motorcycle, I'm definitely going to pick me up a Tri-Glide. Man, I'm telling you, it's nothing like it until you actually ride it. It's weird as all get out when you first get on it. But once you get on it and get settled in, I can understand why. I can absolutely understand why. And so you've got chrome trim and black trim in these rollovers for the 2025. You got your all black here and your chrome. There you go. That looks better to me. You've also got the Iron Horse metallic in the chrome. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, hold on. Wait. Let's see. Iron Horse metallic and vivid black. Okay, so that's a two-tone scheme. All right, that looks all right, I guess. But if I was going to go Iron Horse metallic, ooh, man, I don't know about that two-tone. I don't know if I can get with it. But anyway, so you got the Whiskey Fire in black in the chrome trim. And then in the black trim, let's see what you got here. You got the Whiskey Fire in black. I think that looks pretty good. Better than the Iron Horse in my mind. Let's see what else you got here. Mystic Shift. Again, if you didn't catch it earlier in the stream, and I'm going to post this later, you can circle back. But that Mystic Shift, man, you have got to see it in person. You have got to check it out in person. It is a really cool paint scheme, even if you don't plan on buying it. But anyway, so those are the 2025 Tri-Glides. Like I said, check out my video on that. There is a lot of value in those motorcycles, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And so it is now 7:40. I've been on for about 40 minutes. I'm going to go for about another 20. And then I'm going to check out. I want you guys to join me on Thursday for the live stream. I'm still going to stay on for another 20 minutes, so stay with me. I want you guys to join me for the live stream on Thursday for the release event. I'm going to be online at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so the actual release event starts at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. So in Virginia, Eastern Standard Time, it is 6 o'clock. And so I'm going to be on at 5:30. Doing a lot of conversation right here. Honestly, I don't want any spoilers. Like, I'm almost probably going to stop looking online because I want to be surprised, man. When they release iPhones and stuff like that, by the time you get to the iPhone release, everything's already there. You already know what all is going to be released. I don't want that. I want to be surprised, especially with these motorcycles and what they're changing, especially because in my mindset, I'm looking, man. I'm looking to add to the stable. You know what I mean? So, I got to work that out in the household, but I'm looking to add to the stable, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm looking forward to Thursday. And so, like I said, I don't want a bunch of spoilers and this and that. But what I am going to do in these next 19 minutes is I'm going to talk about some of the speculation and rumors for the models that did not carry over. And so you see right here on their webpage, let me get to where they're talking about the 2025s. Let's see here. Get this to change. There we go. So I'm trying to get to the page. Bear with me here. I'm trying to get to the page where they list. Let's see. Bikes. Click this here. Let's see what they got. Sorry about that. Let's see here. We'll just go off of this page here. So in the cruiser, in the Grand American Touring lineup. So what I'm looking for and what the rumor is right now is that where are we at with the limiteds? Let's see. Grand American Touring. Let me go back to the 2024s. Grand American Touring, limited road got limited. There you go. Okay. So one of my ideas, and so obviously this is not a carryover model, so they're going to do something different. So one of my ideas going forward, and man, look at this old headlight. Like, yeah, it was gorgeous back in the day, but like right now, the new one just blows it out of the water. I mean, you cannot argue with the way the new bike looks, the way the new front end looks. Anyway, I can't even get my sentence out. But anyway, my point is, I am leaning towards getting a Road Glide Limited or whatever they're going to call it this year. But some of the rumor and speculation is that you are going to have to build your own package. Let me know your thoughts on that. So they do have, the parts and accessories catalog, and you can add and do this and do that on your motorcycle and all that kind of stuff. And that's what owning a Harley Davidson is all about. And I get that. But let me get to my point about what it is that bothers me about having the packages instead of having a bike that comes that way. So usually when you buy these limiteds, at least in my opinion and what I've seen, you're going to leave the tour pack on, you're going to leave the lowers on, you're going to leave all this other stuff on. You bought this bike for a functional purpose. When I bought my 2021 Street Glide Special, I wanted it to be slick. I wanted it to be, the middle-aged man looking bike, not the old man's looking bikes per se, even though I don't believe that anymore. But anyway, my point is, I wanted the bike to be slick. I wanted it to be the cool, short distance, whatever the case may be. And in my mind, the Limited is that touring long distance bike, because that's what it's intended for in my mind. I think everybody can agree on that. But my point is, the Limited, as it's built right now, everything is functional. Everything is in place. Your dealer is not having to add the pieces at the dealership. I would much rather have, and this is no slight on the maintenance shops. They do a great job. I have had nothing but good experiences at the two different shops that I've used. I've used Hampton Roads Harley Davidson up in Yorktown, and I've used Bayside. My point is, with the Limiteds, if they make them packages and then the dealers have to install those parts, there's two downsides to that. The first downside is you don't have factory employees who do this day in and day out installing these parts. To me, that's an issue because they have the repetition, which most of the time is a good thing. They have the expertise to install these parts. And so having the King Tour Pack, the speakers, the lowers, all those kind of things that make this bike a Limited, to me, I want those installed at the factory. I want the tail light installed at the factory. I want everything to be able to hit the ground running and not have to wait on my dealer to install all these things. Okay? And let me know if you have an opinion on the Limiteds in terms of the packages and all that other kind of stuff. And there's a lot of information out there on the internet about it, about how they're going to do this, and even some leak transitions on the websites where they show the lowers, and unfortunately, they kind of look like Indian lowers instead of these Harley style lowers. They show the lowers as a part of the packages that you add. And I really hope that I end up eating my words in terms of having to build these packages, but we'll see. But anyway, my point is, when and if I buy a Road Glide Limited, or if they even continue with the Road Glide Limited, I don't know. I'm going to deck this thing out. I'm going to have the speakers redone. I'm going to have speakers put in the lowers because I really enjoy my stereo system on my motorcycle. It is what I get joy out of. I like a little bit of pipe noise, but I also like the stereo being able to pump and listen to the music that I want to listen to on my road trips. But anyway, so the first element that I don't care for is having the dealers install the parts. The second element that I don't care for is this drives the negotiation crazy. In my mind, it's a tactic, and I'm going to be really irritated if they do this. In my mind, it's a tactic to drive this price through the roof. So right here, you see that this Limited, as it sits in Billiard Gray, is $32,499. So going in, starting at $32,500. Okay, cool. So if you go into your dealership, you purchase a Road Glide, and you want to make it a Limited, what does that price become? I guarantee you it's not going to be $32,500. I guarantee you that. Or you're going to have to negotiate down like a champ to make it even remotely close to $32,500. So to me, it's a negotiation tactic. It's about the money. If this is true, if this happens, it's going to be a negotiation tactic. It's about the money. It's about maybe catching that person who hasn't done their homework. You got to do your homework, but it's about catching that experienced person that's going in to purchase a bike. Let me check a comment real quick. It's a bad idea for Harley. Starting a package game makes them more like a car dealer and less like a motorcycle dealership. I agree 100% Omega Faction. It's not going to drive me away from buying a motorcycle from Harley by any means. It's not going to do that because they do a lot of stuff to tick people off. You know what I mean? There was a lot of events over the summertime. These folks still going to buy bikes. They can say what they want. Oh, I'm going to buy another bike, so on and so forth, blah, blah. No, you're not. You're going to buy a Harley, man. The history is too rich. The community is too rich, so on and so forth. Let's see. I thought it was a bad move to have something like upgrading your speakers yourself void your warranty. Yeah, so I took that risk. I took it to Audio One here up in Hampton, Newport News. I took that risk and I went ahead and did it. I haven't had any issues. They did a great job on the install. I had some things I had to learn in terms of the install, but it went absolutely great, and I had no issues with the Harley dealer either. But getting back to the packages on the limiteds, I really feel like I just feel like it's below Harley, man, for lack of better words. Like, I really do. It's going to be a bad move if they decide to do that. I really hope they don't, but to me, it's going to be a bad move if they decide to do it. But hopefully, they'll kind of stay in line and do what they normally done. Just change the nose and the rest of the curves and all that other kind of stuff on the actual motorcycle itself. I've got several viewers in here. I really appreciate y'all joining me and joining the live stream. This is my first time doing this. I really enjoy it. It's kind of weird talking to yourself, so to speak. But I'm really talking to you. I'm over here looking at the chat. We're going through stuff and everything else. Again, I want to say I'm going to be doing a live stream on Thursday, January 23rd, starting at 5:30 Eastern time. So 30 minutes before the Harley release. I'm going to be online here. I'm hoping you join me. And like I said, I'm not going to look at any other rumors, any other, videos that show what they found out and so on and so forth. I probably know too much as it is. I want to be surprised when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's the limited. Let me see what else I got here. I've got about another 10 minutes before I get off here, but like I said, I'm glad you guys joined me. I'm wondering what the dark horse is going to be this year, because they have the, what do you call it? They have the icon models. I'm interested to see what they do there in terms of the icon models. They had some absolutely gorgeous icons. Let me see if I can find it. They had some absolutely gorgeous icon models this last year. I can't even remember what they were under. But anyway, what was it? The Heritage? I think it was the Heritage. Let me see here. There it is. There it is. That's the icon model for last year. Again, not my style. Not my style, but I understand why people like it. The diversity, the different schemes and setups that are available to folks are absolutely gorgeous. And what Harley offers and what have you. And the performance of these bikes, again, they keep improving the performance, putting those bigger cubic inches in there. I've got a 114 on my bike. I think it scoots. I'm thinking about putting some work into it. I haven't decided yet. I've got 32,000 miles on my motorcycle, and I don't know if it's a bad idea to start tinkering around with it. I haven't had any issues with the engine. But I'm wondering if that's, I don't know. Anyway, but one of the folks in the chat said that they had bought the CVOST in the gold and white pearl. That was Flying Fish. Appreciate your comments earlier. That's an absolutely amazing paint scheme. I'm not normally a white bike kind of guy, but I think this is gorgeous, and especially seeing it in person. And the Raven Metallic Black, also seeing that in person, they're gorgeous bikes, man. They're gorgeous bikes. I don't know if I'll ever get up to CVO type money, you know what I mean? But maybe I'll look into it somehow, some way, at some point in time. But I hope it's still not showing that. Let's see here. All right. But As we get ready to wrap up the live stream, the pre-show to the release on Thursday, any last thoughts? Any last predictions? What do you have planned for your riding year this season? I am setting my lineup for this year. I plan on going to Ocean City Bike Fest. I believe that's in October. I'm going to go to Colonial Beach Bike Fest, just about 2.5 hours up here, north of here. I did a video on that. You can check that on YouTube. Hop on out and check me out on YouTube, man. Support my channel for the things that I'm doing. Bayside has got a whole lot of events that they're going to be scheduling. Big shout out to the marketing coordinator over there and Matty Ice over there at Bayside Harley Davidson. Go over there and check him out. Talk with him. Great dude. I really enjoy making those videos with him. But like I said, I'm setting my riding lineup for this year, and where I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to be going, what I'm going to be doing. Get some more water. Woo. I am thinking about going to Run to the Hills 4 or 5, I think it is. I don't remember. Traveling Talls, Running to the Hills. I'm thinking about going to that. I think it'd be really cool to check that out and to see what it's all about. Explore Tennessee, ride the Dragon. I had an opportunity, I want to say it was about 1.5 years ago. I was on a work trip, and so I was trying to work in riding the Dragon with the end of my work trip, and unfortunately the weather got the best of me. And I wasn't able to do it. But I definitely want to do the Dragon in a relaxed setting. I want to do it, ideally I would ride it by myself on a Wednesday or a Thursday before it gets really busy, on a Friday or Saturday. But I would like to do Traveling Talls, Running to the Hills. That would be an absolutely cool thing for me, and great videos, obviously, for the chat, you know what I mean, or great videos for my channel, you know what I mean, in terms of doing some more things. But let me go ahead and work my way through the rest of the touring bikes and see if there's any other thoughts or predictions that I have. If you've got any comments, by all means, drop them down in there. There is some discussion that the soft saddle standard is going to go away. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other, to be honest with you. I think you need an entry-level bike. I would say that this probably is one. But like I said, I don't necessarily have an opinion one way or the other on that in particular. Let's see, the Breakout. And there are some rumors about a bike called the Bronx. I understand that to be a more sportier. It almost kind of reminds me of a Breakout a little bit in terms of some of the pictures I've seen and stuff like that. But what are they going to do there? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, the Loader Honor ST, I absolutely enjoy riding that. I'm sensing that they're going to make some changes. I'm not sure what, but maybe they'll do a CVO model of it. I don't know that they've done a CVO model previous, but definitely something to look forward to and to check out. Let's see here. Street Bob, like I said, I don't really have an opinion one way or the other on that. I will try to ride one of these eventually just to get through the whole Harley lineup, to say that I rode everything and I actually have the experience to be able to say I rode it and got a feel for it. Like I said, the trike lineup, that's already set for this year. Road Glide 3 is really cool. I rode it as well in that trike video that I talked about. I did not ride the freewheeler, but essentially, it's the same without a fairing. You know what I mean? But I definitely see the place in the Harley lineup for those bikes. Again, adventure touring. Talked about the Pan Am earlier with Flying Fish. It is a cool motorcycle. It has its purpose in the lineup. And if I lived in a different place, I could see me buying one. You know what I mean? And then last but not least is the sport lineup. You got your Sportster S, your Nightster, and your Nightster Special. I picked one of these up at Blackjack Harley Davidson down in South Carolina. Almost threw the thing over because I usually use my leg to bump my Street Glide Special to pick it up. And like I said, it's so light. I don't know how much it weighs, but it was so light. I was like, oh, crap. Let me make sure I catch myself before I toss it over. But anyway, again, to me, this is an entry-level bike. It's got a good entry-level price. So who knows? They didn't release this, so maybe they're going to do something different with this too. But it is now 7:58. I've gone over about a half an hour, more than I intended to. But let me wrap it up by saying, first and foremost, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for joining for my first live stream. I saw the numbers on the live stream. They weren't as high as I'd want, but you know what? People were here. I want to thank Omega Factor 81 and Flying Fish for commenting and getting into the comments and talking. Like I said, join me on Thursday at 5:30. Hop on over to my channel, check out all my videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, support the channel. And who knows, maybe we'll see you out there on the road. I want to thank you for watching this till the end. I want you to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to always ride as if your life depends on it. Peace.